Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome into my New York Knicks live stream where I will be answering any of you guys' questions about the New York Knicks. I'm super excited to go live right now. I haven't been live in the last couple of days. This is my third time ever going live on this channel. And if you guys are new to the stream, welcome in, because the first two times I went live, you guys were absolutely killing it, asking me so many questions, hitting that like button, commenting. This is my third time. It was just an absolute insane experience, and I'm so excited to go live with you guys again right now. So, I'm waiting for people to join in onto the stream. The title of this stream is going to be, what are the expectations for the Knicks rookies, Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, and Myles Powell? That's really what I want to talk about the most in this, because I feel like that is going to be huge for this Knicks future if, two or three of these rookies actually shows up. So now we got some people into the stream. We got 6 people in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you guys are having a fantastic night on Saturday. I'm just chilling right now, want to talk some Knicks basketball. Haven't been live in a while, trying to get everybody in. Make sure you smash that like button on your way into the stream so we can get this out there to as many Knicks fans as possible. How's everybody doing tonight, guys? What are you guys doing on your Saturday night? I would love to answer any of your guys' questions. We got some people joining in. Start Frank, please. I'm a big Frank fan. I would love to start Frank. So, I posted my first ever NBA 2K21 PS5 video yesterday, and it was so much fun creating that video, and you guys showed a lot of love on it. So I want to thank you guys for all the support on this channel, because we are growing tremendously. Knicks media is trending everywhere on New York Knicks YouTube, and you guys are the reasons for that. Thank you guys so much for all the consistent love on this channel. If you guys are not already, make sure you subscribe, because I got a lot of content in store. This week, I'm going to bang out a lot of player profile videos, which is basically going to be me breaking down each player in a separate video. So every single player that's on the Knicks roster will have a dedicated video, and I'll be talking about their strengths, their weaknesses, my thoughts of them. And you guys know the drill. So if you guys are new to the stream, welcome in. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. And let's go, baby. All right. So we got some questions coming in. Quickley, could he be developed into a point guard? I think that Emmanuel Quickley is a point guard. He said himself that he is more comfortable playing the one position, and he, has been playing the one his whole life. In Kentucky, he didn't really, he wasn't the main ball handler, but he was the one in Kentucky. He also played the two. He's a combo guard. I feel like he's going to be versatile in the Knicks. I don't think they're going to, throw the whole playbook at him and be like, all right, listen, run the whole offense, Emmanuel. I don't think that's going to happen, but I definitely think he could be a nice point guard if he just, improves his playmaking, because we all know he's a sharp shooter. Guys, welcome into the stream. We got 18 people in. Oh, never mind. We got 27 people in. I hope you guys are having a fantastic night tonight. I was bored. I'm like, you know what? Let me go live and talk to some of my Knicks subscribers, because as you guys know, I made this channel literally the night of the draft, and you guys are already giving me almost 2,500 subscribers, and I want to thank you guys so much. Every single one of you guys that are watching this right now, thank you. Without you guys, none of this is possible. I'm so excited to bring you guys content all throughout the Knicks season. Smash that like button, y'all. Do what he just said. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I appreciate that. Hitting that like button, just so you guys know what it really does, it just gets it out there to more people. So we can have more people in the stream. We can have more Knicks fans in the chat asking a bunch of questions. I want to reach as many Knicks fans as possible. So let's go. What would you trade Randle for? $20 or less than that, maybe? Yeah, I would trade Julius Randle for $15, probably. So this is the title of the video, what to expect from the Knicks rookies. So this guy asks, what do we expect from Myles Powell? First of all, I really want him to get minutes this year. I'm unsure, because he's on a contract where he's not guaranteed a roster spot. He's not on a two-way contract. He's on like an exhibit deal. It's kind of confusing, but I don't really know how to explain it that much. But I'm just hoping he makes the roster. I hope that he's like the 15th man, and I hope he gets minutes, man. I got to do more research on the G League. I feel like I say this in all my streams, because I'm not too sure if there's a real G League that's going to happen this year. But worst comes to worst, Myles Powell goes down to the G League and hopefully develops, and we can eventually bring him up. Should the Knicks trade for Tim Hardaway Jr.? Absolutely not. I'm over Tim Hardaway Jr. I loved him as a Knick. I loved him as a human. He was a good shooter. He brought good energy, but that second contract we gave him was way too much. We overpaid for him. I'm happy we got rid of his contract because he really doesn't play for that money, in my opinion. Mets fan, let's go, baby. Let's go Mets. I also have a Mets channel if you're interested, man. Type in Mets Media if you guys are interested in any Mets content. Do you think Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was a good sign? So I made a whole separate video on, today, this morning when the news broke about this news. So I really went in depth of the Michael Kidd-Gilchrist sign. It's another CAA agent signing. It's another Kentucky guy. It's not the flashiest of signings. It's not something that every Knicks fan is going to be jumping for joy because it's a guy that is pretty horrendous offensively and doesn't really space the floor. But it's a guy that's coming in here who is a defensive-minded, small forward that can go out there and potentially lock someone down. I know that Melo scored 62 points on him. So that's like a lot of things that funny. Sorry, I can't even speak right now. That's what all the Knicks fans are saying. Why would we sign someone that Melo dropped 62 points on? But yeah, I think that Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, he might not even make the team. I mean, listen, we have 20 players like right now on the roster. We're going to have to cut some players before, the season starts. So we got 20 players going into the training camp. It's going to be interesting. We got Obi averaging 18 and 8. Dude, if Obi Toppin averages 18 points and 8 rebounds, that is a good thing. Is Dibs your coach of the future for the Knicks? I sure hope so, bro, because we need a consistent coach that can coach this team for the next 5 to 10 years, and I'm hoping it's Tom Thibodeau. I can't really answer this question because I've yet to see one season with him as the Knicks coach, but, I'm hoping so, man, because all of my teams just can never find a coach, whether it's the Jets with Adam Gase, whether it's the Knicks with Fizdale, Hornacek, Derek Fisher, you guys know all the Knicks coaches. It's just so unfortunate that my team can never get a coach to, build around. So I'm hoping Thibodeau could be that guy because if he's not, that's not good. Do you think Bullock could be a part of a Randle trade to sweeten the deal? Yes, I do think so. I think that, the only way they really trade Julius Randle is if they package a couple picks to get rid of him. But that's really all I can think of because I don't think Julius Randle has a lot of value on this team, man. I really don't. Do you think Kevin Knox will be a future star for the Knicks? I'm really high on Kevin Knox. I'm not going to sit here and say, he's going to become a star. He definitely has the potential to become one, but the only way he becomes a star is if they give him, minutes. And that's not what they did last year. They played all the veterans over him. It lost the confidence. Kevin Knox was honestly surprisingly really good his rookie season. He was the starting small forward for the Knicks under Fizdale his rookie season, and he looked like a guy that could develop. And he's 19 years old. When he was, when he was a rookie, he was 19 years old and he's lighting it up. And then his second year, 20 years old, kind of took a step backwards, kind of lost his, grip of the game. I feel like he just lost his confidence. He wasn't getting the minutes he wanted. So this is a year where he needs to get the minutes. And I think that he has all the tools in order to be successful. The one thing that I don't like about Knox is definitely his defense. I feel like the one thing that he lacks is his mindset. He's a little too soft. He doesn't have that, dog mentality to drive to the rim. He looks a little lackadaisical to me. He needs to get that. He needs to put muscle on. I feel like he's a guy that can develop his body. He's a guy that's a baby too. I mean, he has a huge frame. He just has a physical body where if he gets really motivated and goes to the gym and eats right, he can put on a lot of muscle. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Giannis by any means, but if you go and look at Giannis's body when he first came into the league compared to now, that is just evolution of his body. If Kevin Knox can do something like that in terms of just his physical body becoming more brute and big, then he could become, more of a dominant force, because I feel like when he drives to the rim, he's a little too soft. He's too weak at it, RJ's potential is slept on. Do you think he could take a big leap this year? 25-5 a reach. I do not think that's a reach. I think that RJ Barrett is a scoring machine. I mean, he's been a scoring machine his entire life, whether it was high school, whether it was Duke. He knows how to score. And I think that that is not a reach. I'm a big RJ believer. And I know some people think that I'm a little too much about an RJ. But if you look at what RJ's good at, it fits Thibodeau's system so well. He's a bruiser. He loves driving to the rim. He loves, just taking it to the rim and finishing with contact, absorbing. He can also knock down the three here and there. That's something that is going to be probably the X factor of RJ if he can make that big leap. If RJ can get consistently, knocking down those 3-pointers, knocking down the mid-range, that's what's going to take him over the top because he's already has it. How many times do we see him convert and one or absorb contact and, finish at the rim strong? He had so many grown man moves where I'm like, wow, he belongs in the NBA. He's a 19-year-old that is absorbing a contact from a huge center in the NBA and is just putting in the rim. He belongs here, and I think that we have not even seen close to RJ Barrett's potential. I think that he's going to average somewhere around there, honestly. I do think that. So what do I think Barrett will average this season? I think that RJ Barrett will have similar to what, the previous comment said. I feel like he could get 20 points per game flat and around 5 and 5. Honestly, that's kind of, I'm not going to say exactly 25 and 5, but I feel like that's a range. I feel like it can fluctuate from, 3 assists to 5 assists per game. We all sleep on, I don't know if we all do, but RJ Barrett is low-key a really good playmaker. RJ Barrett, if you go look at, the Knicks highlights from last year, how many times have you seen RJ Barrett throw up a lob to Mitchell Robinson? RJ Barrett is a really good at facilitating the ball. That's another element to his game that I feel like a lot of people underrate. And that's why I feel like he has so much potential in this league. He's a triple-double threat. He doesn't have one yet, but the more he develops, the more he gets comfortable in the NBA, the more boards he's going to get, the more assists he's going to get. I think RJ is just going to be a really good player for the New York Knicks. I really do. I hate Peyton. He should be traded. I was disappointed when the Knicks re-signed him because when we got rid of him, I was relieved. And now we brought him into a crowded point guard room, man. I don't know who's getting the minutes, but I don't know if they just have trade bait. Should they trade Peyton? I'd be down to trade Peyton, but if you look at Elfrid Payton as a point guard, he does fit Tom Thibodeau's mold in terms of he's a pickpocketer. He gets in the passing lanes. He forces turnovers on the defensive side of things, and he's also a playmaker. But he doesn't have that jump shot, and he doesn't really have that offensive threat to him that I really like, man. If I was the coach, I would put RJ as point guard. That's an interesting take. RJ has the tools to be a point guard in terms of his facilitating. I really think that people underrate RJ Barrett's ability to pass the ball. So welcome into the stream. We got 80 people in. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure you smash that like button. We have around 30 likes. Let's see if we can get this over 50 likes so we can get this out to as many Knicks fans as possible. I love going live. I love talking to you guys on this Saturday night, talking about the New York Knicks. Name your starters. My starters, it's so hard because that point guard position is going to be the biggest question mark. Every Knicks fan has their own opinion about who should start at the point guard. And I am a believer in Frank Ntilikina. I know there's a lot of Knicks fans who are not a fan of Frank Ntilikina. The reason why I am is because of his defensive upside. Maybe he needs to improve of his playmaking-wise before I throw him in there as a starting point guard. But I just have a feeling that Thibodeau is going to fall in love with his, his defensive prowess and throw him out there at the 1 with RJ at the 2, Knox at the 3, Obi Toppin at the 4, and Mitchell Robinson at the 5. That's really what I would do. But there's so many different lineups we can do. There's so many different lineups. So, the name of this video is called What to Expect from the Rookies, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, and Myles Powell. So let me know in this section, what do you guys expect from these rookies? I'll start off with Obi Toppin. So I'm going to quickly make a banner on the bottom so you guys know who I'm talking about. Obi Toppin expectations. All right, here we go. Obi Toppin expectations. So he is a guy that is 22 years old and is definitely a guy that is NBA ready. He could have went to the NBA last year, but one of his assistant coaches at Dayton told him, hey, listen, man, you could go to the NBA and be like a late first-round pick, but you have the potential. If you come back to Dayton one more year, I guarantee you're a top 5, top 10 NBA draft pick. And Obi's like, all right, I trust you. He went back to Dayton, won College Player of the Year, and now look at him. He just looks like an absolute guy that's going to develop into what we need, we need someone that can space the floor, but that can also attack the rim. I feel like a lot of people underrate the ability of Obi Toppin's jump shot. He shot like, what did he shoot from three? Was it 42% from three? Because I don't know if that's the exact number, because that would be pretty absurd if he did. If he can develop into a consistent mid-range and three-point jump shot, obviously not taking 8 or 10, jump shots a game, but if he can become like a pick and pop type of guy, where whoever a point guard is, he's a roll to the basket threat, or he can drop back to, shoot the three-point ball, that's huge. So Obi Toppin, I feel like he could develop into a guy that is a force to be reckoned with. He's going to be creating highlight dunks almost every other night. He's going to dunk on people. He's going to catch lobs, and he's going to hopefully develop into a nice post game. And I feel like he's going to become the new Stoudemire in terms of the pick and roll and the pick and pop. I feel like like I said, if he can develop a jump shot, not even develop, I mean, he already has it. If you go look at his workout with Chris Brickley and you see him shooting the ball, his form is fluid. I mean, his form is really nice. It's like not broken. It doesn't look like he shouldn't shoot the ball. He looks like he was born to shoot. And I think his story in high school was he was a shooter. He was like a guard, and then he had this crazy growth spurt, and then he just became like the big man. And then he was playing big man at Dayton. But there's some people that can see Obi Toppin lining up at the three spot, which is pretty crazy because he is so athletic and he can space the floor. That would be interesting. So I just feel like Obi Toppin is going to prove a lot of people wrong. And I think that he's going to have an immediate impact. I feel like he's the most NBA ready out of the draft class in terms of just having the body. I feel like his physicality is going to match well, his energy. He obviously was born and raised in New York, so he has that Knick blood in him. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Let's see. Any other questions coming in? Yes, this is a good take on Obi Toppin that I did not mention. He is a little, defensively not there. And that's one thing that he said he needs to improve on. He said himself, okay, luckily Tom Thibodeau is my coach because he is a defensive-minded guy, and I'm excited to work under him because I need to improve my defense. So it's a good thing that Obi Toppin is aware that, okay, I am not good at defense and I need to improve on that in order to make it to the next level and be consistently good, because you cannot be successful in the NBA if you're dominant on one end and not the other end. I mean, this is a two-way league where you need to be good on both sides of the floor. So that is a huge, I wouldn't say a huge problem, but it's something to look out for. Will Obi Toppin be getting bullied, or can he really, hold it down on the defensive end? Because that's going to be crazy. And the only reason why I, compare him to Amari Stoudemire, not saying he's going to be anything close to as good as Amari Stoudemire, I'm just saying play style wise, is the ability to roll to the basket, finish at the rim, dunk at the rim, and potentially, have that consistent mid-range shot. That's kind of what Amari's game was. But I'm just hoping he could be anything close to Amari, because if he comes close to Amari's ceiling, then we get a stud. I mean, Amari Stoudemire was an absolute beast. So we'll see. He has like the ability to become a defensive guy. He has the tools. He has the, physicality. It's just a matter of coaching. And I love our coaching staff. So I feel like, this coaching staff is going to get in the ear of all these players and turn their minds right. I mean, it all comes down to coaching, and this Knicks team has lacked good coaching for so long. And I mean, the list goes on of how many assistant coaches we have. It's crazy. I mean, I can make a whole video based around their assistant coaches. That's ridiculous. Mike Woodson coming from the OG New York Knicks the last time we made the playoffs. Kenny Payne coming from Kentucky. And then we got a lot of other guys that are very well respected. So we'll see what he will do. So I'm going to move on to Emmanuel Quickley and his expectations. Hold on one second. I'm typing that in on the panel. Emmanuel Quickley's expectations. So what are your guys' expectations for Emmanuel? I am hoping he gets minutes. I think that he's going to be an immediate upgrade of three-point shooting for the Knicks. We lack that ability to shoot the ball from three consistently. We've always have in the past recent years. I feel like the one thing that Emmanuel is going to bring to the Knicks immediately is sharpshooting. He's also won SEC Player of the Year, so he was the best player in the conference, which is pretty crazy that he won that award. Excuse me. it's pretty crazy that he won that award because no one expected that. A lot of people counted him out. A year ago in Kentucky, there's some people writing out Emmanuel Quickley. He doesn't belong to be in Kentucky. He's not good enough. And then he took all that, used it as fuel, and then he had a bounce back season on Kentucky. John Calipari, he was raving about him. Obviously, he's a little biased because it's his own guy, but he also went back to the whole Kevin Knox situation where people were like, oh, yeah, well, Calipari said that about Knox when we drafted him. If you go back to hear what he had to say about Kevin Knox when we drafted him, is he's going to be a good Knick, but you got to give him time because he's 19 years old, and Kevin Knox is not going to be amazing right away. He said on the flip side of things, Emmanuel Quickley, he's not 19 years old. I'm pretty sure he's 21. He's ready to play now. He's going to be a perfect fit in the system. The Knicks need shooting, and he has that mentality to come in here and have an immediate impact. Whether he's a 1 or a 2, I feel like he's going to come in and have a solid rookie season. I don't see him lighting up the gym. I don't see him winning Rookie of the Year. I don't really see him averaging any more than 10 or 11 points per game. But I feel like if he can be that spark off the bench this Knicks team desperately needs to get that ball in the rim from range, that's what this, New York Knicks team is lacking. It lacks guards that can shoot. We need to space the floor. We need to space the floor. Emmanuel Quickley, a lot of people don't think he's a point guard. When he did play point guard at Kentucky, he said himself he's more comfortable at the 1 spot. He played shooting guard at Kentucky as well. I'm not saying he's only a point guard. I'm just saying he's both. He could be played as a combo guard. The Knicks are going to utilize him at the 1. They're going to utilize him at the 2. He's going to be playing both positions. So I know a lot of people keep saying, oh, well, he's not a 1 or he is a 1. It doesn't matter. He's a guy that's versatile, and it's a guy that can play multiple positions. So that's really what you want. That's what this league is kind of developing into. So that's really what I have to say about Emmanuel. Let's move on to Myles Powell's. All right. Myles Powell's expectations. So this is another interesting guy. He won Big East Conference of the Year, Player of the Year in his conference, which is pretty crazy. So we got 3 people that won accolades of Player of the Year. Obi Toppin won the College Player of the Year, and then the other 2 guys won in their own conferences. So it's pretty crazy. Myles Powell is a guy that I did not expect to go undrafted. I thought that he was definitely going to be a second-round pick. And listen, man, he is a guy, when you look at his tape, he just looks like an NBA player. He looks like a guy that is a stud that could come off the bench. He kind of reminds me of J.R. Smith in terms of his step-back three-point jump shot. Step back. I feel like every single his highlight is just him stepping back and shooting the ball and getting the rim. He makes those clutch shots. He was really good in college, and he just has that, ability to just shoot with, hands in his face. And I feel like he has a lot to prove. He definitely has a chip on his shoulder because he went undrafted. That's a big thing about people that went undrafted or people went late in the draft. It's like, all right, these people, slept on me. We'll see. I don't really expect him to play this year. I don't think Myles Powell is going to get a lot of playing time unless there is a lot of injuries. Obviously, if there's injuries, he should get the playing time. But as where this roster is right now, there's a lot of moves to be happening. There might be a trade. There's going to be people getting cut. Right now, we have like 20 players on the roster, and that's the max amount you could bring into training camp. And then you need to cut people in order to cut it down to 15. And then you have people on the 2-way contracts, which we have Jared Harper and Theo, whatever. And you guys know the drill. It's just going to be a long season, man. They just released the schedule of the season. It's starting December 23rd, and it goes all the way until May. And then there's a play-in tournament. Hopefully the Knicks can make that play-in tournament because that would be awesome. Even if they don't make the playoffs, if they can, compete in that play-in tournament, that'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty awesome, man. That'd be pretty awesome. All right, so that's my expectations on the Knicks rookies. You guys can send me in some questions if you guys want. I'll answer some questions. Drink some water. How you guys doing tonight on a Saturday night? Because I'm pretty bored, so I'm like, you know what? Let me hop on live stream and go on and talk to my New York Knicks fans. If you guys are new to the stream, welcome in. We got 130 people watching, and we got 52 likes. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure you smash that like button if you're enjoying the stream. I'm having a blast, and let's try to get this out there to as many Knicks fans as possible. And also, I mentioned this in my other stream. I made another YouTube channel that has no content on it yet, but there will be NBA content. If you guys are interested and want to support me, go click the link down below in the description and subscribe to Basketball Kingdom. I'm going to put a lot of work into that, and it's going to be all about the NBA, not just the Knicks, so all around the NBA. So make sure you go subscribe to that if you guys are interested when I do post videos. If you guys can do me a favor and just try not to spam the comments, like don't, say this one thing over and over and over again, because YouTube will actually trigger that and not let you on streams if you keep doing that. So that's not a good thing. So make sure you don't do that. Congrats on your recent growth. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. It's actually insane how much I'm growing. I never expected this to happen. On this pace, I'm about to pass my Jets YouTube channel, which I started 2 years ago. On that channel, I have like 3,800 subscribers, and this one's on pace to pass that in like record time. That is ridiculous. I mean, there's definitely way more Knicks fans than Jets fans out there, and I'm just so happy to be a part of the Knicks community, and I'm so happy to be able to post content and talk about my New York Knicks. I mean, I've been watching this Knicks team since I was born, so I was born into this. Hold on one second. So any other questions? Just wait until the Jets are good. Yeah, I'll have to wait a long time for that, I guess. All right, guys. So any other questions? Again, guys, if you guys keep spamming in the chat, YouTube will catch on and block you. So I recommend not doing that, because if you guys continue that, YouTube will get on to it, bro. I was born into this too, bro. Yeah, man. I feel like every Knicks fan was born into becoming a Knicks fan, because whether it's our family or it's our father, who knows? I mean, my dad is a Knicks fan. That's really the stereotypical answer. But listen, man, it is a rough time to be a Knicks, Jets, and Mets fan, and especially the Knicks, especially the Jets and the Mets. All three of them suck in recent time. But I'm just hoping the Knicks can turn things around, because the one thing about the New York Knicks that's different than any other team is when the Knicks are good, the NBA is thriving. I mean, the New York Knicks are going to, they talk about the Knicks in national media when they suck. So when the Knicks are good, it's going to be the biggest deal ever. Can you guys imagine the Knicks like top 5 like in the Eastern Conference every single year in and year out? How insane that would be. How many, stories are going to be written. Like, it's just going to make the NBA so much more money, so much more revenue, everything about it. The one thing that's so unfortunate about this upcoming season is that there's no fans. The one thing I love about watching Knicks games is no matter if they're it's the end of the season and they're completely out of the playoff berth, they're packing out the Garden. It's sold out, and the energy in that Garden is like literally like a playoff game. Whenever I go to a Knicks game, which is a lot, I'm into that game like crazy. The whole Garden's into it. If it's a close game with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Knicks fans are going crazy. Like, if we win this game, we're going to the playoffs. And that's why Knicks fans are so awesome, because we're so passionate. We've suffered so long, but we're holding on because we have a feeling that when we do turn this around and when we are a championship team, man, it's going to be amazing. It's going to feel so good. And I'm going to be here when that happens. Whenever the Knicks become great, make sure you stay tuned for Knicks Media. But again, even when we're not great, I'll still be making content, because if the Knicks go out there this year and they're the worst team in the league, like all over again, and we're going to get the first pick and all that stuff, I'm still going to make content. I don't want you guys to think like, oh, he's only going to make videos if the Knicks are good. Guys, I have a Jets YouTube channel, and I've been posting videos like daily for the season. And the Jets are 0-10 for those guys that do not know. So I know how to report on losing teams. So don't you guys worry about that, because I am used to it. I've been, I know there's a lot of Mets, Knicks, and Jets fans out there. I know not everybody in here is like that, but I'm just used to losing. I'm not like new to it. I understand what it's like. So it's going to be crazy. So we got 146 people into the stream. Make sure you smash that like button on your way in. I hope you guys are having a fantastic time in the stream. I'm actually doing a collaboration this week with a fellow Knicks YouTuber who I'm so excited about. And it's going to be a special surprise. And I reached out to him. He said he's down, and we're going to get it together into a stream. He's going to join on my channel, hopefully sometime this week. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So I'm going to go back into the chat and see if you guys have any other questions for me. Um, this is a good question. Do you think the NBA will deal with the same COVID issues as the NFL? Yes. I mean, the coronavirus is upticking right now. It's going up. The NFL is getting hit really hard right now. 20 Ravens players on the COVID list. The Broncos are going to play tomorrow without a quarterback. I don't know how that's possible. But, the NBA was so good with it in terms of the bubble where there's no virus in there, but they're not doing a bubble now. And if you look at all the sports that, didn't do a bubble like the MLB and the NFL, they all, had COVID and they dealt with it. People had to get quarantined. People had to, get not play. I feel like it's going to be the similar thing with the NBA. And that's why I feel like with the Knicks having so many players, maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe actually this question kind of thought of something. Maybe the Knicks front office is kind of planning ahead for this COVID situation because of all these guys we're signing. Instead of using all their money on 2 max players, they're like spreading out the money for a bunch of players just in case they get a coronavirus outbreak where they have a lot of players. I don't know. I'm just completely making it up, but maybe, all the depth players at the guard spot. We're like overhauled at the guard. We have way too many guards. Like Reggie Bullock, Austin Rivers, Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Emmanuel Quickley, Elfrid Payton. Could be missing someone. That's like 6 guards right there. Definitely missing somebody. Alec Burks. Those are a lot of guards, and I feel like they're setting themselves up to become more inept to survive the pandemic. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Who do you think will be the next leading scorer, RJ or Obi? I think it's going to be RJ Barrett. I think RJ, going into his second year, I don't think Obi Toppin is going to lead the Knicks in scoring as a rookie. If he does, then we are in for a ride, but that's not going to happen. I think RJ Barrett is destined to lead this team in scoring. He doesn't have, Marcus Morris to take away the reps. He doesn't have, he still has Julius Randle, guys. I forgot about that. But I think RJ Barrett, if they run the offense through him, he can definitely put up 20 points per game or more. But, Julius Randle is definitely a guy that could lead the team in scoring if they start him and everything. For sure. Why not use, hold on. There's a good question right here I'm trying to get. Where your question? Wait, here we go. Why not use the cap to accumulate more draft picks? That's exactly what they've been doing, which is so smart. And you bring up a good point. Why not keep doing it? And I think they should. I feel like they're playing chess out there in terms of okay, we don't have, we don't want to spend this money to acquire one big star that's not going to take us to the championship. How about we just use this money and acquire picks for the future that we can use for assets for the future? Listen, I know a lot of Knicks fans are like, yeah, what are you going to do with the 2023 second round pick? Listen, you package that in a trade. All of a sudden, a huge superstar can become available. You never know. Devin Booker can all of a sudden be like, I want out of Phoenix. Leon Rose, former agent. Oh, yeah, well, we have 7 second-round picks. So we would literally package as many picks on top of the players that we have to go get that star. So that's what I think that the mindset is in terms of, everything. Oh, man, don't even bring up Joakim Noah. Oh, no, you brought him up. I'm so upset right now. We're still paying this guy $5 million or $6 million a year. Phil Jackson, what the hell were you thinking signing him to a max contract? I hated this move when it happened. I'm usually an optimist. I'm usually on board with whatever happens. But this was something I'm nope, mistake. Joakim Noah was also one of my least favorite NBA players at the time. Whenever he was on the Bulls, I just hated him. I remember I went to a Knicks Bulls game and he went off and he would always score and he would just run back to the other side looking so cocky. I'm like, yo, screw Joakim Noah. I hated Joakim Noah. And then he became a Knick. I'm like, oh no, I have to root for Joakim Noah now? And I was right. He was completely terrible. Didn't we originally draft Noah? No, Noah was drafted from the Chicago Bulls, and then we signed him in free agency. We need shooting from the point guard spot. We do need shooting from the point guard spot. If Emmanuel Quickley is a point guard, if he plays the 1, I feel like he's going to be the only really shooter at the 1, but Elfrid Payton doesn't shoot threes. Dennis Smith Jr., doesn't shoot. I know everyone's like, oh, he's working on his jump shot. He's going to be better this year. We heard the same thing last year, so I'm not going to hear that all over again to get disappointed. Frank Ntilikina, I feel like he does have a jump shot, but he lacks confidence and he doesn't get into a rhythm as much as he should. I feel like he has the tools to make threes, but we'll see. Talk to me about these Rivers, Frank, RJ lobs to Mitch and Noel, brother. Big vibes for sure, man. Lob City is back. It's going to be a fun thing. Mitchell Robinson is already a lob threat, and don't forget about Obi Toppin. On top of Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel, it's going to be all the point guards, all the guards throwing up Lob City to these three guys, and it's going to be box office. It's going to be fun to watch, and I'm so excited that we have an actual highlight type of team out there. If you watch, go on YouTube after the stream whenever you guys want, type in the New York Knicks highlights that the NBA just posted a couple days ago. It's like a 20-minute video. Bro, I'm not even kidding. The amount of alley-oops Mitchell Robinson caught last year from RJ Barrett is just absurd. And they're not easy. It's not like a quick little boom. It's like one-handed, cocks it back, 360, reverse. Mitchell Robinson is one of the most slept-on guys on this team. Not in terms of Knicks fans, but outside the realm of Knicks Nation, I feel like no one really understands what Mitchell Robinson's potential is, because he is a rim protector. He is a Lob City threat, and he's really efficient at the rim. He does not put up bogus, layups. When he shoots the ball, it's 70-something% going in, because he beat Wilt Chamberlain all-time highest field goal percentage in NBA history. I know that the season got cut short, so it's a little asterisk on the award, but still, that was just an excellent second-round pick. If he did end up going to college, Mitchell Robinson would not be on the Knicks. We're happy. We should be happy that Mitchell Robinson, withdrew from college, stayed, back, and just trained for the draft, because that's why he fell to the second round. He was so raw. I'm just so happy he's here, man. What up, Clutch B-Ball TV? Welcome into the stream, my man. Yeah, man, foul trouble is the main flaw for Mitchell Robinson. I couldn't agree more. That's one thing that kind of takes him out of the game, and he lacks, whenever I see Mitchell Robinson out there and he gets that first foul, I'm always like, oh, come on, Mitch, you need to be disciplined, because then he gets pulled from the game, and then he doesn't get enough minutes, and then he loses his rhythm, and it's really unfortunate, because if he doesn't stay in the game, he cannot get those highlights. He cannot protect the rim. He cannot do all the things we want. So it's just so unfortunate that he has foul trouble, but I feel like that's what comes with a rim protector, a guy that's really aggressive at, blocking those shots. So we'll see. I just hope that he can just stay in the game and stay out of foul trouble, man, because that is a huge thing. Would you like to see Kawhi Leonard joining the Knicks if the Clips don't make it to the Western Conference Finals or NBA Finals a second time? Hell yeah, man. I mean, how can I say no to Kawhi Leonard coming to the Knicks? He's a guy that took the Raptors on his back and brought them to a championship. I know the Raptors have a great team around him, but still, if Kawhi Leonard's available, and I feel like he's still in his prime, 100%. I mean, he is probably the best, defender in the NBA, alongside of his, lethal ability to put the ball in the rim. Knicks need to improve the roster. Just happy Tibbs got the Knicks job. Old school coach. 100%, man. Tom Thibodeau is a, old school type of guy that's going to bring, that energy to this Knicks team that we need, man. And I'm excited. Knicks Media and Clutch B-Ball TV will be a great YouTube duo. Yeah, man, we're actually in contact. We're actually going to do a collaboration soon. Me and Noah, we talked in the on Instagram, and we're definitely going to link up to do a stream together. So stay tuned for that. If you guys do not know who Clutch B-Ball TV is, make sure you go check out his channel. He's got great Knicks content. Let me see. Anything else? So, yeah, let's talk about, expectations from guys that we don't really think about. So, let's think about the New York Knicks bench. Who is really coming off the bench that gets you guys excited? Who's going to be the sixth man that gets you excited for this Knicks team? We don't even know the starters, so we don't know who's going to be on the bench. So it's going to be interesting to see what that second unit is. We know Nerlens Noel is definitely going to be a starter. We're hoping Randall's just a bench player, but he's not. He's not. Austin Rivers. Yeah, that's a good guy to talk about. So Austin Rivers, I feel like is going to be a really slept on pickup for this team. He was, played behind James Harden and Russell Westbrook on Houston, so he never really got the playing time he deserved. And I feel like he's a dog. I feel like he's going to fit into this Knicks mold in terms of 3 and D. He can drive to the rim. He could facilitate. He does everything, average. He does everything well. He doesn't do one thing in a crazy amount. But I feel like Austin Rivers has a lot of potential. Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox, I am a big fan of. I actually talked about this earlier in the stream. I feel like Kevin Knox's problem is his mental ability to get that, dog mentality, to get into the gym and be confident, drive to the rim and not be soft. I feel like he needs to develop his physical body. I feel like if he gets into the gym and he's consistently working on his body, working on his mind, he has the size, he has the NBA body to be a really good player in the NBA. I don't know what happened. I feel like he's a little too soft when he drives to the rim. He needs to absorb more contact. And he also needs to just get more consistent from the three-point land. I mean, he was honestly lighting it up as a rookie. And then his second year, he kind of fell off. If he can get back to that three-point shotting ways, if he can get a consistent three-point shot, I think Kevin Knox has a bright future. I feel like his jump shot is not broken. I feel like he's a smooth release. He has a high release. He kind of has that Kevin Durant type of feel to me. No, I am not. I know whenever I say that, people are like, Kevin Durant, this guy's delusional. No. I'm not comparing him to Kevin Durant. I'm just saying he's a really tall forward that can shoot the ball from three. And if he can get, consistent shooting the ball from three, then that will be huge. And also his defense is really not good. I mean, he's probably one of the worst defenders on the team. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Myles Powell is so good. Yeah, we got a fan of Myles Powell in here, man. He is a steal, and I'm so excited the Knicks got him. I feel like we always grab the steals in the undrafted free agency pool, and hopefully he can get some minutes, man. Myles Powell, straight bucket. Better than Trier, in my opinion. Yeah, unfortunately, Trier is no longer on the Knicks. He doesn't even have a job, but if Myles Powell's better than Alonzo Trier, which I think he is, then we are all good, man. Knox is a victim of the coaching carousel. That is a very, very good point. Let's see what Kevin Knox can do with actual coaching. You see, I'm so happy you brought this up, man, because Kevin Knox's rookie season, he got all the minutes. He was the starter, because they went so youth that year. And then his second year, they brought in Marcus Morris. They brought in all these veterans, and it just shoved Kevin Knox to the bench. And the coaching staff kind of gave up on developing. They're like, all right, I need to win. Fizdale's like, if I don't win this year, I'm fired. So I need to, play the veterans and sacrifice the development of these young kids. And, what happened? Kevin Knox just kind of lost his confidence because of that. We need a coach that, gets in Kevin Knox's brain. It's like, we believe in you. You just need to, do this and that, work on that, work on him off the court, excuse me. And, Kenny Payne being there is huge for Kevin Knox, especially because he has familiarity with him at Kentucky. Same goes with Julius Randle and Nerlens Noel, all the Kentucky guys, even Michael Kidd-Gilchrist now. So we'll see, man. This is another great question, man. You think Mitchell Robinson will start shooting threes? I hope so, because if you look at the film of him, lighting it up from three in the gym, he looks like he has a shot. He has not yet took one shot in the NBA. That's strictly because the coaches don't let him. And I want to see him shoot. He should not shoot the ball unless he's wide open. He should not try to do step backs. He should not try to size people up with the dribble moves that we see sometimes at the gym. But I do feel like he does have that jump shot where if he's open in the corner, he let it rip, man. Let it rip. The coaches did not let him do that. And it kind of got me frustrated. I'm like, yo, Mitch, I see you lighting it up in the gym. I understand it's empty gym and there's nobody in your face and pretty much anybody can do that. But still, he hit 10 straight threes. That's not easy for a 7-foot center. What kind of minutes do you think Quickley is going to get? It really depends, man. I think that they're going to value Quickley a lot more than we expect just because of his sharp shooting. He is probably already the best shooter from deep on this team. We don't have that guy. Reggie Bullock is a nice three-point guy. Alec Burks can shoot the three. We're hoping Kevin Knox can develop that. I feel like he has that in his arsenal. RJ Barrett is not a sharp shooter, but he can knock down the three here and there. Obi Toppin can shoot the three, but there's no sharp shooter that is like, lights out. And I feel like Quickley has that potential to be that lights out guy. And I feel like if he comes off the bench and he starts, shooting some threes and draining them, then he's going to get some minutes. He's going to get a lot of minutes. And I think that he has a lot of potential. Do you think that Dennis Smith Jr. will be a starting point guard if he didn't get injured? Yeah, man. I think that Dennis Smith Jr.'s his road is so interesting. I feel like his road to the NBA, where when he was coming out of NC State, he looked like an absolute monster. And I was so upset we did not draft him. And then we took Frank, obviously. And then in Dallas, he was lighting it up as a rookie. And then we traded for him. I was like, oh, Dennis Smith Jr. We got Dennis and Frank Ntilikina now. Who would have thought? And now he kind of just looks like, to me, as like after his injury, he looks more like an athlete than a basketball player. That's what I get from Dennis Smith Jr. He needs to get more involved with playmaking. He needs to get better at dribbling. He needs to get better at shooting. He just looks like a guy that can just dunk on you, and that's it. You don't want somebody that can just jump out of the shoes and dunk on people. A point guard is somebody that can, facilitate, run the pick and roll, run some plays. There's a lot of things that goes into the point guard position that he kind of lacks, but I do think that he still has a lot of time to develop. Do you think Dennis Smith will develop a jump shot? I sure hope so, because every year I feel like all I hear is, oh, Dennis Smith's working on his jump shot. It looks different. It looks smooth. And then it comes back and it's completely broken every year. We'll see, though. You think Iggy gets good playing time this year? If he earns it, of course. We need minutes from the fours. I'm so upset Iggy did not get any playing time last year still. I don't know why, but it is so infuriating. I feel like Iggy, he probably did benefit in Westchester because he was lighting it up. He's one of the best players in G League last year. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure you smash that like button. We're around 80 likes. Let's see if we can get this over 100. We got 152 people in the stream. Can we get this over 100 likes? If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you do so. And it helps me out a lot. You guys are so supportive that you guys don't even understand how much I appreciate it, man. I really do. I really do. What's up, my man? Any collaborations yet? Not yet, but I have some in store for you. I got my boy Clutch B-Ball TV. I will be collaborating with him soon. And I also have another big-time collaboration who I'm not going to tell you guys. It's going to be a little surprise, but you guys are going to love the collaboration who I got as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Subscribing. I like the positivity, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Something about me that's always on my channels, whether it's the Knicks or the Jets, I always try to find the light in the darkness and give you guys positivity. And I try not to get, delusional. I'm not going to be sitting here and give you guys false optimism. I'm a guy that finds the real root truth behind everything and give you guys a little sliver of hope, something that you can really, get excited about. And that's kind of what my energy is. That's kind of what I like to bring in my channel. So thank you so much for, thinking of that and realizing that's what I want to do. What is a realistic win total for this season? So we have 72 games this year instead of 82. So somewhere around 30 wins, 30, 35 wins. I don't really think, maybe even 25. I don't think this is the year where the Knicks make that big step and they're just a contender. So that's really what I would say, man. Love the channel, and I love how you take time to make a video or do a live stream. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the love. You guys are awesome. The surprise collaboration is Alan Hahn. That would be crazy, David. You got me, man. You read my mind. No, it is not Alan Hahn. That would be awesome, though. Alan Hahn's awesome. I love him. When am I going to post on Basketball Kingdom? So, I have a lot of channels, as you guys know. So I'm trying to, plan everything out. I'm trying to get a team under me to help me out to create all these stuff. So Basketball Kingdom will be up and running in the next, maybe not this week, maybe not next week, but eventually I'm going to be posting some basketball content. So if you guys are interested in that, check the link down below. Basketball Kingdom, I'll be posting NBA content. I'm so glad that you actually had preseason, unlike the NFL, which didn't get a preseason, which means no injuries, I hope. Yeah, I hope there's no injuries in this preseason because it's going to be kind of similar to the NFL in terms of, a lot of players are just all of a sudden be playing basketball right away. And I'm nervous of the soft tissue injuries. You know, the NFL, there was no training camp, and all of a sudden people got thrown into it, and there were so many hamstrings, quads, all these soft tissue injuries. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. You know, New York Knicks basketball is 2 weeks away, by the way. Preseason New York Knicks basketball is here in 2 weeks, and I'm so excited for that. I'll be, you know, reporting about it, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Got my man Jack in the stream. Let's go, Knicks. What's up, my boy? What is good? I'll be on Call of Duty tonight, Jack. Don't you worry. Favorite college basketball team? I'm not the biggest NCAA fan, but the Syracuse is definitely my squad. Hit that like button. Thank you so much, my man. How long do you give struggling players like Kevin Knox and Frank to show improvement before benching them? This is a good question. This is a very good question. You know, this is the year where Kevin Knox and Frank Ntilikina are on the hot seat. And this is the year where if they do not improve, if they do not show any signs of improvement from last year, then they do need to be benched, because this is a year where we need to develop our guys, but we cannot play players that we're just like, okay, they're not suit for our team. This is not part of our plan. We should trade them. But I do think that Frank and Knox will take that next step, especially Frank Ntilikina, because I feel like Frank has so much upside as a defender where I feel like it's going to get like Tom Thibodeau excited. I feel like Tom is going to be like, yo, Frank, I mean, you're so long, you're so into defense, you're just a lockdown guy. And I feel like Frank is going to be a stud for this team this year. How many games Knicks winning in preseason? We're winning all of them. We're going undefeated, bro. Come on. I'm just kidding. I think we have, 4 preseason games? We'll go 2-2. We'll go 2-2. What's your favorite Knicks signing this offseason? This is a good question because I don't know the answer to it. I got to kind of think about it. So it's obviously not one guy that stood out to you. Like, yeah, he's definitely the front runner. You know, honestly, it could be Nerlens Noel. Just because he's a guy that is let me just put in perspective of who we, signed Nerlens Noel over retaining, which is Taj Gibson. We got Nerlens Noel, who I feel like is going to be a perfect backup for Mitchell Robinson. He's a defensive-minded guy. He's still young. He's freakishly athletic. He's a rim protector. He can go to the rim. He can catch alley-oops. He kind of is like a Walmart version of Mitchell Robinson, which is pretty funny because he was a stud in Kentucky. He was the guy that was, a lottery pick. And I feel like he still has a lot of, hunger in him and desire to become something that he thought he could be. He's playing on a 1-year contract, but he has not really performed to the way that he should. So I feel like he's going to be a big, slept on signing for the Knicks. Do you think the Knicks should trade Julius Randle to make room for Obi Toppin? Yes, I do. I wish they would, but as of right now, it's not looking likely because I don't know, man. I just don't know who is interested in him, but I would love that. I would love that. How many draft picks would you give up to move up in the draft for Cade Cunningham? I don't really know where we're going to be in the draft next year. And I know Cade is like the superstar in the draft next year. He's going to go first overall. And we need a point guard, but we'll see. If he is that good, and if we do have the ammunition, and if we do have the ability to trade up for that first pick to snag him, we should do it, man. Any issues with all the Kentucky guys coming in? I actually don't. Just because of Kenny Payne coming in as the assistant coach. He was a developmental guy in Kentucky. So he's familiar with all these Kentucky players. So I feel like he's a guy that is comfortable with all these guys, and he's going to unlock them. He's going to be like, okay, so this is because all the players that played in Kentucky played really well. And obviously his college, the skill is not as good there. But I feel like Kenny Payne is a big reason why. And John Calipari is calling people up and be like, yo, draft all my players or something. I don't know what's going on. Chances Randle finishes the season with the team. We have a logjam at the forward position. I would love for Randle to be traded after the season. Just so you guys know, his contract, we have 2 more years with him, but at the end of this year, it's a team option, so we can easily get rid of him after this year. So that's a good sign that we're not, locked up to him long term, because that would have been a nightmare. So even if we don't trade him say goodbye to him after this year, man. Is it possible that AD may want to come to the Knicks as a shocker in the offseason? I don't think so. I think he won a ring with LeBron. He wants to go back to Lakers to run it back. They made crazy moves, the Lakers. They got better, with Montrezl Harrell and Marcus Gasol, they got better. So I don't know why he would not, but we'll see. I feel like, drafting Obi Toppin wouldn't make sense if we had any chance of getting AD. We'll see. Is Obi-Wan a lock on Obi's nickname? 100%. Oh, is this Michael Hulvey? Is this who I think it is? Yes, it is. What's going on, Michael? I think this is you. I don't know. I don't want to say that it's not. But Obi-Wan is definitely a lock for Obi's name because he is a number one. He's wearing the jersey number 1, and he is a stud. I mean, I love that nickname. I feel like it's going to become an actual thing. The Knicks always have Star Wars night. So whenever Star Wars night is, a lot of people are going to be repping, or creating merch of Obi-Wan. So that's going to be awesome. But yeah, good question, Michael. Good to see you, man. Welcome into the stream. I'm happy I can make a Knicks channel so you can actually tune into my content now. What trades can we get with Randall? I don't know, man. I don't think his value is up right now. So I honestly don't know. I really don't. Let's see. The Knicks should trade every point guard but Frank and Quickley. I don't know. Well, I don't know, man. It's interesting. We got a donation from David. Thank you so much, man, for the $5 donation, David. I know you were asking about the Super Chat in my previous live streams and is now eligible for Super Chat. And you are the first person to give me a donation on Knicks Media. Thank you so much, David. You are awesome. Very generous of you. I hope you are having a great day because you're awesome, man. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate it a lot. So we got 160 people in on the stream. We got 99 likes. Who wants to be the 100th like of the stream? Who wants to be it? Who can get this stream over 100 likes? Because that would be awesome if we can get this into triple digits. Hopefully we can get that over 100 because you guys are awesome. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you smash that like button. We are coming around 58 minutes of the stream. We got 2 minutes left. I usually like to go, 1 hour. So that really does it for the stream. To finish things off, I just want to talk about what to think about for the rest of this, channel and what to expect for this week. So this week, I'm going to be banging out player profile videos. So for those of you guys that are familiar with my Jets channel, I did this in the offseason, so I want to carry it over and do it again here. What I'm going to do is make one video about each player. So the first player, I think I'm going to do Mitchell Robinson. So it's going to be a whole video based around Mitchell Robinson. I'm going to talk about his strengths, his weaknesses. I'm going to break down his, what I think he's good at, obviously his strengths, his stats last year, his projected stats, and just basically dissect each player on the New York Knicks. So if you guys are interested in that series I'm going to create, make sure you smash that subscribe button if you're not already, because I'm going to go crazy and post a lot of player profile videos because I had so much fun doing that for the Jets. So I have to do about the New York Knicks, and more streams coming, more NBA 2K content. If you guys do not, see my first NBA 2K video, please make sure you go check it out. I played on the PS5 and it was so much fun. You guys enjoyed it in the comment section. So make sure you check it out. Listen, man, it is awesome to have a platform built for the Knicks. I never expected it to be this big already. I'm almost at 2,500 subscribers, which is mind-boggling. You guys are fantastic. I am so excited to be part of the Knicks community. I always say this, but I genuinely am. I'm not just saying this because, I'm just saying it. I genuinely do feel like I'm grateful and I'm lucky to have you guys, because without all you guys in the chat, without everybody, none of this is possible. Without all the likes, without all the subscription, the comments, it's just the love is overwhelming. And I'm going to be having a lot of collaborations on this channel coming up, a big time one, which is I'm really excited about, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that really does it for this stream. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. And yeah, I'll answer one or two more questions before I finish it off. And yeah, that really does it. Is that an orange Mets towel in the back? Yes, sir. It's a Mets towel. When I World Series, actually. I went to the Mets World Series in 2015, the only game they won. And I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, again, guys, I'm sorry. I went off a little tangent because I just love you guys. And I just want to thank you for everything. I'm so excited to bring you guys all of the latest New York Knicks news on this channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Make sure you hit the like button if you're not already and subscribe to the channel for more Knicks content. That does it for this stream. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Let's go Knicks. Peace out.